I remember the first time I ever had to take antibiotics. I was scared and I had a serious lung infection. My lungs were full of phlegm, making my breathing difficult. I was just 14 at the time, with every single breath and cough heralding an asthmatic attack, and it took me until I had an hour-long asthma attack before me and my mother went to the NHS, and after screening and listening to my lungs, I was prescribed a magical course of pills. I remember rushing over in desperation to the pharmacist and grabbing my first course of antibiotics in a bag, and that began the start of my road to recovery. After a few days of taking these pills, I felt much better. I could wake up in more physical relief without having to rush to my inhaler in case it turned to the worst. And this story of mine is one of billions. For instance, in my family, my uncle must take antibiotics every single day, and stronger ones when he falls sick. This is because he has no spleen, a vital organ which was surgically removed from him at the age of 7. And so because of this, his immune system is far from developed. So when he gets sick, it can quickly turn to a life-threatening illness requiring urgent hospitalization. But what happens when antibiotics stop working? This question was posed to me when I had just started to learn about antibiotic resistance in Year 10 Biology GCSE, and it terrified me. Antibiotics work by killing off the bacteria's crucial parts, such as its DNA, or preventing it from multiplying. However, sometimes bacteria can adapt and enable them to become antibiotic resistant. And these mutations can be coped with if they're a rare occurrence. However, I found it very frightening to discover that they were happening at such a high frequency. In one of my deep dives into this topic, I discovered that around 700,000 people every year die at the hands of antibiotic-resistant infections, said by the World Health Organization in April 2019. And that furthermore, around 73% of all antibiotics used in the world aren't even used for us. They're used for animals raised for food, says the Zurich University in 2019. And the consumption of these animals can even pass down antibiotic-resistant genes to us, making treating our infections to be much more difficult. The antibiotic resistance crisis could force us back into an era where surgery and even minor cuts can become fatal. In my opinion, it's quite a nice part of childhood to be able to graze your knee and not have to worry about some fatal disease infecting you. And so I hope I've illustrated enough that antibiotic-resistant infections aren't just an issue for doctors and scientists, but for us all. Everyday things like childbirth, minor sickness such as the common cold, can become much riskier for the average person. And unfortunately, this is a world which us young people are growing up into, if everyone doesn't act now. But thankfully, worldwide scientists are working every single day for a way forward. For instance, one positive finding is that crocodile blood holds powerful peptides which can effectively kill a wide range of bacteria. In 2008, the Louisiana State University conducted a research study which exposed crocodile blood to 23 strains of bacteria, including resistant strains, and they found out that crocodile blood could kill every single strain, whilst human blood could only kill about 8. This has made experts look more into the benefits and wonders of crocodile blood, such as their ability at combating fungal infections. However, what can we, the average person who isn't in a lab and isn't a crocodile, do? Well, one of the most vital things that we as individuals can do is enhance infection prevention measures. Simple actions such as washing your hands for 20 seconds, keeping up with your vaccinations, and increased hand sanitization can significantly reduce the spread of infections and so the need for antibiotics. Additionally, the general population must understand their role in combating the antibiotics crisis. Simple actions such as not demanding for antibiotics for viral infections and completing your prescribed course can do a significant impact in the antibiotics resistance crisis. And I'm not a hypocrite, so I'm doing this. Antibiotics have changed the world once, and it's up to people like us to protect them for the future. Because if there's no action today, there will be no cure tomorrow.